Me and L got into it. You know, I told L, I knock you out. He started using a few of my lyrics, like different compounds that I was using. That's when you make two words rap at the same time. Me and L start talking. The conversation goes super left, you know. Next thing I know, I'm in a tunnel. It was like a week later we found out that it was Big L. And I know niggas get mad when you tell these stories, but it's the truth. I'm not lying. Gotta take a lie detector test. I gotta go back to the first time.
The culture froze the second Mace went on record claiming that Big L once set him up behind the scenes because that kind of allegation shakes foundations in Harlem history. Big L isn't just another name from the 90s. He's revered, respected, almost untouchable in certain circles. So when Mace suggested there was betrayal woven into their early days, the streets didn't brush it off. They leaned in.
Man, I remember Mace looked at me. Yo, he never trusted me again in his life. L was talking to him, but he was looking at me like he couldn't believe that shit. He was like, word. Let me tell you about Big L. Let me tell you what, rest in peace, Big L. This is what Big L did to me. I'm hanging in the studio with Mace.
Mace didn't frame it like petty rivalry. He framed it like survival. That difference matters. Survival stories hit harder than jealousy stories. According to his version, the environment back then wasn't friendly competition. It was layered with tension, ambition, and unpredictable moves. Harlem in the mid-90s wasn't just about bars and beats. It was about positioning. It was about who got the next shot, who controlled the spotlight, and who got edged out.
Before we got on, it was like L. Yeah. You know, he was the guy. He took us everywhere, and all of that. Not everywhere, but to Bobito and different places to rap. And then when I got on, it was like the whole wave changed. It was like, this is what it looks like when a nigga really get on.
The idea that Big L might have played a role in setting someone up flips the narrative most fans grew up believing. Big L's legacy has been tied to lyrical brilliance and untapped potential. Mace's claim introduced complexity. Complexity unsettles clean legends.
So me and L would get into it, and one time because you want me to tell a story, so I gotta tell a story. Yeah. He started using a few of my lyrics, like different compounds that I was using. That's when you make two words rap at the same time. So I checked the nigga.
Not just words, syllables.
Yeah, syllables. He started using my syllables. I'm like, yo, L. So then Gruff laughing and all that. Gruff like, y'all need the box, you know?
Gruff
you
is
know how
Gruff gassing like a mother. Gruff, that boy Gruff not a
Gruff
gasser.
like murder. Then that nigga go right there. Yeah. L looking like, what?
The streets understand that early hip-hop wasn't polished and corporate like today. It was gritty. It was territorial. Crews formed fast and fractured faster. Deals were whispers before they were paperwork. If Mace felt threatened or manipulated during that era, it speaks to how intense the pressure really was. What made the claim explode even louder is that it wasn't isolated. Fat Joe reportedly backed parts of Mace's story. When another respected voice supports a controversial account, it shifts perception from random accusation to possible pattern. Patterns make people uncomfortable.
So then me and L start talking. The conversation goes super left, you know. And then next thing I know, I'm in a tunnel. And then nigga Fat Joe comes up.
So hold on, for people, not a tunnel, that's a nightclub.
Yeah, the nightclub, the tunnel.
Right.
So Joe come up to me. I'm looking like, and then Joe see me and Joe's like, man, I ain't doing nothing to that. That's Mace, you know what I'm saying? That's something y'all got going on.
Right.
So
that's first, but hold on.
That was the first time.
But hold on, just so the audience stays on top.
Yeah.
Big L and Fat Joe was kind of in a clique together, Lord Finesse and Buck Wild digging in the crate. So it may have been something alluding to that, just for the audience that doesn't know why Fat Joe would randomly come in.
So then he's running with Fat Joe. You know, he called him nigga. First he tried to talk to Party and them, but I knew Party in them. I knew Party Artie.
Yeah,
that was my nigga.
Yeah, Party Artie. I think Party died, right?
Yeah, he died.
Party was nice. Party was nice.
And Wally World and all those.
Man.
He didn't know I knew them from basketball, so it wasn't going to go no further than that.
Fat Joe's involvement didn't feel like gossip. It felt like confirmation that the 90s scene had more behind-the-scenes friction than fans ever realized. Harlem politics were tight. Pride was strong. Respect was currency. If someone felt betrayed, that wound doesn't fade easily. This wasn't about tearing down a legend for shock value. It felt like unresolved history resurfacing. Resurfacing history forces reevaluation. The streets reacted in waves. Some defended Big L immediately, calling the claim disrespectful. Others said history isn't always clean and idols aren't flawless. That split revealed something deeper. People protect legends emotionally.
A couple months later, we get into it again about something, and I think it was over a chick or something, and then me and this nigga Sham is walking to like 41st Street.
So just to put this story into perspective, we all chilled in this park on 139th Street.
Yeah, we all chilling on 39th Street every day. So 39th to 40th, 40th to 39th. Right. So we walking up 40th.
So Mason's basically, I just want everybody to keep up with your story.
Yeah.
He's basically saying he's leaving that area, going somewhere else.
I'm leaving 40th Street. We got ices, you know, we just paid for the truck. All the kids getting free ice cream on 139th. They all got on Mace Day t-shirts, you know. So everybody's running up to the block like, yo, Mace is out there. So I parked my car on 40th and we just walking through the hood.
Mace's delivery didn't sound theatrical. It sounded reflective. Reflection carries weight because it implies memory, not imagination. The conversation quickly turned into a broader discussion about how many untold stories from the 90s remain buried under nostalgia. Nostalgia smooths edges. Reality often doesn't. This moment cracked open a chapter many thought was closed. Once a chapter cracks open, everything inside gets examined differently. And examination changes legacy perception fast.
So, and it was my first rollie I got, like iced out. It was the first one. So I get around the corner on 40th. And I walk up 40th on 7th to 41st, and a Spanish just run out of nowhere like, yo, give it up, nigga. I'm gonna kill both of y'all.
And when you say both, who you was with?
Me and Sham God.
Sham God is the coach.
Sham is standing like where Stat is, and people that know me know, they like, yeah, this nigga Mace play too much, bro. So he kind of got Sham. I'm looking at Sham like, he don't have me right now. He got the gun on you. You know, we play basketball, so we pause. We communicate with our eyes like,
yeah,
about to run. I got that look like, yeah.
Right.
As the shock settled, the streets started dissecting the context behind Mace's claim because context is everything when dealing with Harlem's golden era. Back then, opportunity was scarce and competition was fierce. One cosign could change a life. One misstep could stall a career. In that kind of pressure cooker, trust wasn't automatic. It was fragile. Mace's allegations suggested that behind the lyrical camaraderie, there were undercurrents of rivalry. Rivalry isn't shocking in hip-hop, but setup language implies something heavier than rivalry. It implies strategy. It implies calculation. The streets know that ambition in the 90s was survival-driven. Artists weren't just fighting for charts, they were fighting for escape routes. That desperation could blur lines between loyalty and leverage.
Yo,
Sham got the don't leave me look.
Sham got the look like, May stop playing. You know how Sham look like, May stop playing. So I'm like, I give him back the look, and this is happening in like 30 seconds.
Real time.
Fast communication. I'm looking at it like, this my first role.
Yeah.
I can't
First
just
one,
get this one up like So then Sham like, he rubbing his stomach. That mean like, come on, don't leave me.
Yeah.
Pause. So I'm like, I'm gonna take this watch off and I'm gonna throw it, cause now the nigga done clacked it on us. We know he's serious. We didn't think he was serious first. Once he clacked it, I'm like, nah, I can't let him shoot Sham.
Fat Joe backing the narrative added gravity. He's been around long enough to witness Harlem's inner workings firsthand. When someone with that history nods toward credibility, fans take pause. Pause leads to doubt. Doubt leads to debate. Debate turned heated quickly. Big L's fans see him as a pure lyricist who never had time to tarnish his image before tragedy cut his journey short. That tragedy cemented his status. Tragedy often freezes people in perfection. Mace's claim disrupted that freeze. Disruption triggers defensiveness. The streets also started questioning timing. Why bring this up now? Timing in hip-hop always sparks speculation, but sometimes timing is about closure rather than strategy. This controversy revealed how legends can carry dual narratives, one public, one private. Public narrative celebrates greatness. Private narrative might include tension and conflict.
So I take the watch off really slow. Sham like, hey, stop playing. I'm taking it off like I'm a fan. The nigga said, yo, it's taking too long. He put the gun on Sham, so then I take the watch off. I'm like, this nigga got caught. That's what I'm really thinking. This nigga got caught. So then I throw the watch by the back of the car wheel, because I knew it was gonna bounce off. Pause. And when the watch fell, we just ran. But by the time we ran, the cops came from the left side, and before he can even pick the watch up, the cops had got the nigga. And I'm like, man, bro, I just need my watch back, Sham. You owe me, bro.
Why Big L was never on your top 5 list of rappers from Harlem?
Hip-hop history isn't just album releases and radio hits. It's alliances, fractures, whispers in studios, and deals that almost happened. The setup claim forced listeners to revisit old interviews, old lyrics, old footage with fresh eyes. Fresh eyes often see patterns that nostalgia ignored. The streets aren't naive. They know competition existed between rising stars, but they struggle with the idea of betrayal tied to someone revered. This moment became less about blame and more about complexity. Complexity makes stories richer, but it also makes them heavier. Mase didn't accuse loudly, he implied deeply. Deep implications linger longer than surface-level shots. By now, the debate wasn't just about whether the setup happened. It was about how comfortable fans are with imperfect heroes, and imperfect heroes change how eras get remembered.
It was like a week later we found out that it was Big L, and I just messed up everything, because I'm like, yo, this nigga's hating big time, bro. So they didn't kill her. Like, that's why he ain't in my top 5.
What was it like going back over there to that neighborhood the same day, the next day? You say you left your car there.
Yeah.
What was it like having to see L or no L or whatever?
No, I ain't see the. You know, the started standing on the other side. That's when he started standing on the other side of 39.
Right.
So everybody's like, nobody else knew why the was over there, but he would be like on the other side of the other street. And I know niggas get mad when you tell these stories, but it's the truth. I'm not lying, nigga. I take a lie detector test.
As the controversy expanded, analysts and fans began reframing the discussion around ambition versus loyalty, because that tension has always lived inside hip-hop culture. The 90s scene wasn't built on group therapy and safe spaces. It was built on hunger. Hunger breeds competition. Competition sometimes breeds mistrust. If Mase felt set up, that feeling likely came from moments that felt strategic rather than accidental. Strategic moves hit harder because they feel intentional. The streets understand that when artists are climbing, alliances can be temporary. Temporary alliances create fragile trust. Fragile trust shatters easily. Big L's legacy as a lyrical genius remains intact, but Mase's narrative introduces layers. Layers don't erase talent, they complicate memory. Fat Joe's role in backing the story created a triangle of credibility. When two voices echo similar sentiments, listeners start connecting dots.
I'm hanging in the studio with Mase, and y'all all grew up in that same neighborhood. Jones 139th, all that, they children of the corn, they all from that McGruff, all that hood. Right?
Yep.
So I see Mase, he's in the studio, I hang out with him. I think you was there, I think Cam was there. We was laughing, telling jokes all night, popping shit. It was just the best time. And the next day, I'm in the tunnel, right? So I'm in the tunnel, you know how we are, Jim. I'm in there 20, 30 deep, whatever. So L come over, right? He like, yo, Crack, I need you. I said, yo, what's up? You know, Big L, my little brother. Yeah. I said, yo, L, what's up? Nah. I got to holler at these niggas, this and this and that. This is a Joker moment, guys. So I follow him, and you know, we ready to catch rep for L, 1,000,000%. He pulls up to Mason Bector, man.
Oh, man.
And I'm standing with L, and they grew up together, they brothers, and the L started going off on Mase, and I felt like the biggest backstabber hypocrite in the world. I was hanging out with Mase the night before, and I'm sitting there like this, but you know, L the bloodline, they digging in the crate. He blood.
The dots don't automatically confirm guilt, but they invite reconsideration. Reconsideration reshapes mythology. The culture wrestled with the idea that Harlem's unity might have masked internal fractures. Fractures aren't visible in group photos, they're felt in private. This moment also highlighted how artists often carry old wounds quietly until the right time to speak. Speaking doesn't always mean attacking. It can mean unpacking. Unpacking history in public always feels risky. Risk invites backlash, but it also invites truth-seeking. The streets are split because they value loyalty deeply. Loyalty defines hip-hop identity. Any hint that loyalty was compromised hits a nerve, yet ambition has always driven the genre forward. Ambition doesn't apologize, it pushes. The debate now balances between preserving legend and acknowledging complexity. Both sides feel valid emotionally. What makes this story powerful is that it forces people to separate admiration from infallibility. Admiration can survive imperfection. Infallibility rarely does, and that's why this claim resonated beyond gossip. It tapped into how fans construct history. When the noise quieted slightly, the real impact of Mace's claim became clear, because this wasn't just about two rappers, it was about how hip-hop remembers itself. Memory in hip-hop is sacred. It's built on loyalty, struggle, and triumph. Introducing betrayal into that memory shakes foundations. Big L's status as a Harlem icon remains powerful. Mace's career arc remains influential. Fat Joe's credibility remains respected. None of that vanishes, but perception evolves. This moment forced the culture to accept that greatness and tension can coexist. They're not opposites, they're realities. The streets didn't erase Big L. They debated him. Debate keeps legacy alive in a different way. Mace's reflection didn't sound like revenge. It sounded like unresolved history. Unresolved history eventually demands light. Fat Joe's backing didn't feel like sensationalism. It felt like corroboration of atmosphere, not necessarily detail. Atmosphere matters in storytelling. The broader lesson here isn't about picking sides. It's about understanding that hip-hop's golden era wasn't golden for everyone at every moment. Pressure shapes behavior, behavior shapes memory, memory shapes legacy. This controversy will likely resurface whenever Harlem's 90s scene gets discussed. Not to tarnish it, but to deepen it. Deepened history feels more human. Human stories resonate longer. The streets respect honesty, even when honesty complicates nostalgia. Complicated nostalgia is still nostalgia. It just carries more weight. This chapter doesn't rewrite history completely. It annotates it. Annotations add depth, and depth strengthens culture, even when it stings. If you stayed locked in through this entire breakdown, make sure to like the video and subscribe so you don't miss the next story the streets won't stop talking about.